Animating particles in RealityKit is pretty simple. We can do this in code or in Reality Composer Pro. It's a little easier to show in Reality Composer Pro this, so let's start here. We've got a basic particle emitter, so just created from one of these. It's got the particle emitter component on it, and everything else is pretty much default. I changed this emitter shape to a box and made the particles show up in the birth location of volume and made it 0.5 on all sides. That's pretty much the only thing I changed on this first tab. If we go to the particles, I set the birth rate pretty low just so we could have kind of big, slow particles so we could see the animations. So the birth rate is low, the burst count is low, and I changed the lifespan to 10 seconds. I also increased the size so that we could see them easily. And the rest of it is basically we just pick a particle image. So normally with a single particle, we just pick a texture with a transparent background, and that's kind of it. If you want to animate them, you can hit this is animated thing, and then you can pick a sprite sheet, which is essentially an image that contains a grid of sub-images inside it. In this case, you can see the bluebird.png here. It's got 9 versions of the bird in the order that they should be played. And depending on the formation of your sprite sheet, you can adjust the columns and frame rate here. So we've got a 3x3 grid and then 9 frames a second, or the frame rate is 9. We can multiply this by the number of images we have to kind of keep it smooth if you want it to be a little bit faster. And you can see if we change this to 2, it's going to kind of break things. It's basically just going to use the first 4 images, which is actually it's going to use the first 4 sections of this image. It's going to break this into 4 instead of 9, which is not what we want. So set that back to 3. You can also offset the initial frame if you needed to, and you can have some variation. I haven't really bothered with that. Yeah, pretty basic stuff. This is pretty standard. I've seen this in other tools as well, Unity and Babylon.js, things like that. But yeah, just kind of a fun thing to add just a little bit of life to the particles, particularly if they're representing something living, like birds or insects or fireflies, that type of thing.